Hi everyone. So today we are going to talk about the physiology of PNS, which is peripheral nervous system. So in this topic we are going to conclude two topics. One is the physiology of PNS itself, and other is the physiology of sensory and motor nervous system. So in exam generally they ask in 5 marks that write down about the physiology of PNS, and maybe in 10 marks also. So you have to differentiate what you have to include in 5 marks and what should you include in the 10 marks question. So let's start. Peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system is formed by neurons and their processes present in all the regions of the body. It consists of cranial nerves arising from brain and spinal nerves arising from the spinal cord. It is again divided into two subdivisions. First is the somatic nervous system and second is the autonomic nervous system. So about the spinal nerves and cranial nerves, we have learnt about them in previous lectures. So we are just concentrating on other things of PNS. As we have seen the two parts of PNS, first is the somatic nervous system. Somatic nervous system is concerned with the somatic functions. It includes the nerves supplying the skeletal muscles. Somatic nervous system is responsible for muscular activities and movements of the body. Second is the autonomic nervous system, which is called ANS also. Autonomic nervous system is concerned with the regulation of visceral or vegetative functions. So it is otherwise called the vegetative or involuntary nervous system. Autonomic nervous system consists of two divisions. First is a sympathetic division and the second is parasympathetic division. So through this flow chart, we are going to understand the same thing, that nervous system has two parts. One is the central nervous system and other is the peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system has two things. One is the brain and the second is the spinal cord. And in PNS, there are motor neurons and the sensory neurons. Motor neurons are from CNS to muscles and glands, and sensory neurons are from sensory organs to CNS. And peripheral nervous system again divide into the somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Somatic nervous system controls voluntary movements and autonomic nervous system controls the involuntary responses. Again, autonomic nervous system is divided into two parts. First is a sympathetic division and the second is a parasympathetic division. Again, there is a chart which is the functional organization of the PNS. So PNS is divided into two parts, sensory division and the motor division. In sensory division, there is a somatic sensory, in which there is a general somatic sensory division, in which touch, pain, pressure, vibration, temperature and proprioception in skin, body wall and limbs are included. And in spatial, it is hearing, equilibrium and vision. In visual sensory division, there is a general stretch, pain, temperature, chemical changes and irritation in viscera. Nausea and hunger are included. And in spatial sensation, taste and smell is included. And in motor division, which is called the efferent division also, there is a somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system, as we have seen before. Somatosensory system. Definition and types of sensations. Somatosensory system is defined as a sensory system associated with different parts of the body. The sensations are of two types. First is the somatic sensations and the second is the spatial sensations. Somatic sensations. Somatic sensations are the sensations arising from the skin, muscle, tendons and joints. These sensations have specific receptors which respond to the particular type of stimulus. And the second is the spatial sensations. Spatial sensations are the complex sensations for which the body has some specialized sense organs. These sensations are usually called the spatial senses. Sensations of vision, hearing, taste, smell are the spatial sensations. Now we'll see the types of the somatic sensation. Generally, somatic sensations are classified into three types. First is the epicratic sensation, second is the protopathic sensations, and the third is the deep sensations. So what is epicratic sensations? Epicratic sensations are the mild or light sensations. Such sensations are perceived more accurately. These epicratic sensations are fine touch or tactile sensation. Okay, so tactile sensation matlab which is connected to the sense of touch, that is called tactile sensation. Second is tactile localization. So tactile localization is an individual's ability to accurately identify the site of tactile stimulation. Then there is a tactile discrimination. What is tactile discrimination? Tactile discrimination is the ability to differentiate in the formation through the sense of touch. मतलब कोई वस्तुને ટચ કરીને એની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન જ્યારે લેવામાં આવે that is called tactile discrimination. And fourth is a temperature sensation with finer range between 25 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius. Second is the protopathic sensations. Protopathic sensations are the crude sensation. Crude matlab which are in the natural or raw form. And these sensations are primitive type of sensation. Primitive matlab it can be characterized as early stage of evaluation. So protopathic sensations are pressure sensation, pain sensation, and temperature sensation with a wider range, which in other words above 40 degrees Celsius and below 25 degrees Celsius. मतलब 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस थी नीचे और 40 डिग्री सेल्सियस थी ऊपर. Then there is a deep sensations. Deep sensations are sensations arising from the deeper structures beneath the skin and visceral organs. Deep sensations are sensation of vibration or palesthesia, which is the combination of touch and pressure sensation. Second is a kinesthetic sensation or kinesthesia, sensation of position and movements of different parts of the body. This sensation arises from the proprioceptors present in the muscles, tendons, joints, and ligaments. Proprioceptors are the receptors which give response during various movements of joint. Kinesthetic sensation again divides into two types. First is a conscious kinesthetic sensation, and the second is subconscious kinesthetic sensation. Impulses of this sensation are called the non-sensory impulses, and the third is the visual sensation arising from the viscera. So whatever we have seen in the types of sensations in this chart, we can again see all the things like sensations are divided into two parts. First is the somatic sensation, then there is a spatial sensation. Somatic sensations are divided into three parts: epicratic sensations, protopathic sensation, and deep sensation. Epicratic sensation includes tactile sensation, tactile localization, tactile discrimination, and temperature sensation with finer range of 25 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. In protopathic sensation, there is a pressure sensation, pain sensation, temperature sensation with the wide range below 25 degrees Celsius and above 40 degrees Celsius. In deep sensation, there is a vibratory sensation, visual sensation, and kinesthetic sensation. And kinesthetic sensation is divided into two parts: conscious kinesthetic sensation and subconscious kinesthetic sensation. And in spatial sensations, there is a vision, hearing, taste, and smell. Now there is a word called synthetic senses. So synthetic senses are the sensations synthesized at cortical level by integration of impulses of basic sensations. मतलब બે અથવા તો તેનાથી વધારે જેટલી પણ બેઝિક સેન્સેશન્સ હોય એનું કોમ્બિનેશન કરીને જે એક સેન્સેશન અથવા તો સેન્સીસ જનરેટ થાય, દેટ ઇઝ કોલ્ડ ધ સિન્થેટિક સેન્સેશન or synthetic senses. And what are the example of synthetic senses? vibratory sensation, and stereognosis, and two-point discriminator. Okay, what is stereognosis? So stereognosis is the ability to perceive and recognize the form of an object in the absence of visual and auditory information, only by touch. And two-point discrimination is also called the 2PD. Okay, so it is the test being used to access the patient to access if the patient is able to identify two close points on a small area of the skin, which is called the two-point discrimination. Then we'll see the sensory pathways. Nervous pathways of sensations are called the sensory pathways. These pathways carry the impulses from receptors in the different parts of the body to centers in the brain. Sensory pathways are of two types. First is the pathway of somatosensory system, and the second is the pathways of viscerosensory system. Pathways of somatosensory system conveys the information from sensory receptors in skin, skeletal muscles, and joints. Pathways of these systems are constituted by the somatic nerve fibers called the somatic afferent nerve fibers. Pathways of viscerosensory system convey the information from receptors of the viscera, and pathways of this system are constituted by the visceral or autonomic fibers. Now we'll see the somatomotor system, motor activities of the body. Motor activities of the body depend upon the different groups of tissues of the body. Motor activities are divided into two parts. First is the activities of skeletal muscles, which are involved in the posture and movement. And the second is the activities of smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, and other tissues which are involved in the functions of various visceral organs. Activities of skeletal muscles, which are the voluntary functions, are controlled by somatomotor system, which is constituted by the somatic motor nerve fibers. And activities of tissues or visceral organs, which are the involuntary functions, are controlled by the visceral or autonomic nervous system, which is constituted by the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. Somatomotor system. Movement of the body depends upon the different groups of skeletal muscles. Various type of movements or motor activities brought about by these muscles are: first, execution of smooth, precise, and accurate voluntary movements; coordination of the movements responsible for skilled activities; and coordination of the movements responsible for the maintenance of posture and equilibrium. Voluntary action and postural movement are carried out by not only the simple contraction and relaxation of skeletal muscle, but also the adjustment of tone in these muscles. The execution, planning, coordination, and adjustment of movements of the body are under the influence of different parts of nervous system, which are together called the motor system. And sensory system of the body also plays a vital role in the control of movements. Spinal reflexes are responsible for most of the movements concerned with the voluntary actions and posture. Stimulation of receptor activates the motor neurons in the spinal cord, leading to the contraction of muscle innervated by the spinal muscle neuron. Apart from these reflexes, signals for voluntary muscle activities are also sent from different areas of the brain, particularly the cerebral cortex to spinal motor neurons. Coordination and control of movements initiated by cerebral cortex depends upon two factors. First is a feedback signal from proprioceptors in muscle and the other sensory receptor, and the second is interaction of other parts of brain such as brainstem, cerebellum, and basal ganglia. Thus, the motor system includes the spinal cord and its nerves, cranial nerves, brainstem, cerebral cortex, cerebellum, and basal ganglia. Neuronal circuits between these parts of nervous system, which are responsible for the motor activities, are called the motor pathways. Now let's see the classification of the motor pathways. There are two methods to classify the motor pathways. In the first method of the classification, motor pathways are divided into pyramidal and extrapyramidal tracts, and in other second method, motor pathways are classified into lateral and medial systems. Pyramidal and extrapyramidal pathways. Motor pathways are classified into pyramidal and extrapyramidal tracts depending upon the situation of their fibers in medulla oblongata. Pyramidal tracts are those fibers which form the pyramids in upper part of the medulla, and pyramidal tracts are the anterior and lateral corticospinal tracts. These tracts control the voluntary movements of the body. And extrapyramidal tracts are the motor pathway other than the pyramidal tracts, which are known as extrapyramidal tracts. Pyramidal tracts are medial longitudinal fasciculus, anterior and lateral vestibulospinal tracts, reticulospinal tract, tectospinal tract, reticulospinal tract, rubrospinal tract, and oliverospinal tract. Extrapyramidal tracts are concerned with the regulation of tone, posture, and equilibrium. Lateral and medial motor system. Depending upon the location or termination, motor pathways are divided into two categories, namely the lateral system or pathway and the medial system or pathway. Lateral motor system is phylogenetically new, and medial motor system is old. So we'll know the meaning of phylogenetical, right, which is related to the evolutionary development and diversification of the species or organism. Lateral motor system. Fibers of this system terminate on motor neurons situated in lateral part of the ventral gray horn in the spinal cord, directly or via intraneurons, and on equivalent motor neurons of cranial nerve nuclei in brainstem. Components of lateral system. Lateral corticospinal tract, which arises from different areas of cerebral cortex and terminates in the alpha motor neuron situated in lateral part of ventral gray horn of spinal cord. Rubrospinal tract, which arises from red nucleus in midbrain, and part of the corticobulbar tract, which arises from the different areas of the frontal and parietal lobes of the cerebral cortex, along with the corticospinal tracts. Part of the corticobulbar tract belonging to lateral motor system terminates on the nucleus of the hypoglossal nerve and motor nucleus of the facial nerve, and fibers from hypoglossal nerve innervate the muscles of tongue, and fibers from motor nucleus of facial nerve innervates the muscles of lower part of the face. Now we'll see the functions of the lateral motor system. Lateral corticospinal tract activates the muscles of distal portion of limbs and regulates the skill voluntary movements. Rubrospinal tract facilitates the tone in the muscles, particularly the flexure muscles, and corticobulbar fibers of lateral systems are concerned with the movements of expression in lower part of the face and movements of the tongue. Now there is a medial motor system. Fibers of medial motor system terminate on motor neurons situated in the medial part of the ventral gray horn of spinal cord via interneurons, and on equivalent motor neurons of cranial nerve nuclei situated in the brainstem. Components of the medial motor system. Anterior corticospinal tract, which arises from the different areas of the cerebral cortex and terminates in the alpha motor neuron situated in medial part of the ventral gray horn of the spinal cord. Part of corticobulbar fibers of medial system, which arises from different areas of the frontal and parietal lobes of the cerebral cortex along with the corticospinal tracts. Fibers of corticobulbar tract belonging to medial motor system innervate the muscles of trunk and limbs, muscle of jaw, and muscle of the upper part of the face. Lateral and medial vestibulospinal tract that arises from the lateral vestibular nucleus and medial vestibular nucleus respectively, and reticulospinal tract, which arises from the reticular formation in brainstem, and tectospinal tract, which takes origin from the superior colliculus of the midbrain. What are the functions of medial motor system? Anterior corticospinal tract is responsible for the maintenance of posture and equilibrium. Fibers of corticobulbar tract is belonging to the medial motor system. Innervating muscles of the upper part of trunk are involved in the maintenance of the posture and equilibrium, and fibers innervating muscles of jaw and face are involved in the movements of chewing and movements of the eyebrow. Vestibulospinal tract is concerned with the adjustment of position of head and body during angular and linear acceleration. Acceleration मतलब increasing the speed or rate, मतलब angular or linear मतलब જે straight રહીને પછી જે speed અથવા તો જે rate છે એમાં વધારો થાય, that is linear acceleration. Pontine fibers of reticulospinal tract facilitate the tone of extensor muscle and regulate the postural reflexes. However, medullary fibers of this tract inhibit the tone of the muscles involved in the postural movements, and tectospinal tract is responsible for the movement of head in response to visual and auditory stimuli. So this was it about the physiology of peripheral nervous system, which is PNS. And if it is being asked in 5 marks, then you should have to write down the parts of the PNS first. Then you have to write down about the cranial nerves, the spinal nerves, and the somatosensory and somatomotor nervous systems. એમાં પણ જે અમુક જે એના જે પાર્ટ્સ બતાવ્યા છે અને એના જે ફંક્શન્સ છે, you should have to include that. And if it is being asked in 10 marks, then you should have to write down everything about all the parts of the PNS. Right? Let me know if you are having any query.